became the first elected woman member of parliament in independent Kenya. Thereafter, we've had other women pioneers. We had Julia Ojambo was the next in 1974. The same 74, we have a string of women. We had young Chelagat Mutai, 24 years, elected as a member of parliament. You know, at a time there were no women's network for support. It was, if there were women networks, they were not geared to support political leadership the way today it is. These women braved it and they managed. Let me quickly acknowledge the others. Phoebe Asio of Karachuonyo in 1980, that's when she was first elected. Nyiva Mwendwa to represent Kitui Central, also Kitui West, came in 1974 along with Professor Julia Ojambo and Chelagat Mutai. Anarita Kareminjero, elected to represent Imenti Central. The year is presenting to me as 1974. You can see all these women at a time there were no networks of support. So we are not the first, and we will not be the last to sit down and map out how to attain gender equality. I want to salute those women pioneers. When we came in 1992, we were not the first, and we shall not be the last to seek to be at the table. I am glad that as we talk, because of the women's resilience and organized women's movement, holding hands as sisters and working together, we impacted the constitutional review, and that's how we have the gains in the 2010 Constitution. And that one, even women from the grassroots, Kenya was so sensitized around that time of constitution making. Even our brothers supported us, and it became a done deal. You would have thought after that we would have no other problem. What with Article 27, which proclaims equality, which then prescribes affirmative action, both in policy and legislative measures, as a starting point to bridge this gender gap. You would have thought our issues were done. They are not yet done because of impunity and because of the resistance. Our brothers have been privileged. Patriarchy favors men, while it puts down women. So this patriarchal structure of our society, men don't want to give up, consciously or unconsciously, because they would like to retain that privilege. When we ask for affirmative action, they start saying, women want free things. May I tell you who gets free things? It is our brothers. All the winnable seats, and winnable seats are seats where major parties have strength. Those winnable seats are a preserve of men. They go in just by the name of the party. If those winnable seats were shared, half men, half women, we would not need affirmative action. Pia sisi tungeingia. So we are asking our brothers, we don't want to oust you. We want to work with you. Let us share space 50-50, and all will be well. And by the way, the men do not resist when it is gender advancement within the family. Every man wants their little girl to go the farthest they can. My father is my biggest supporter. I don't think he's a gender activist. He just doesn't see me as women in plural. He just sees his daughter whom he believes in. So we must remind our brothers to contextualize this gender debate, to situate it within their families. They will understand what we are saying. You open the door for women, your little girl will not struggle. You open doors of equality, both your children, your male child, your girl child, they all have the doors opened. Right now, the doors for the women are half opened or sometimes just a little open, and we are not being let to pass. That is what this is about, and that's why it matters so much to all of us. If we don't do this, then we will have ourselves to blame. A few more things to say. We have to agree as women to be individually and collectively accountable to each other and to the woman constituency. Whatever position you have, appointive or elective, especially now, know that it's women who looked for it. We are the ones who looked for it in the Constitution. Please be accountable to us. If you are elected to Parliament, be accountable to the women of Kenya, even if you are a constituency MP. You are getting elected because people are now more sensitive about electing women's leadership. If you are there, you stand on the shoulders of those who were before you, and not necessarily the ones you read in books. Even your mother, your grandfather were there, your grandmother were there before you. So let us honor them by being accountable